Next section is Unit 3, the Supplementary Reader Story of Mulan. This is the classic story of Mulan based on the legend of Hua Mulan. As the legend is a story from long ago that is believed to be true or mostly true. The story of Mulan portrays the legendary Chinese warrior Hua Mulan and is mostly based on the information of her from the poem The Ballad of Mulan. This restating of the old Chinese folk tale is about the story of the young Chinese maiden who learns that her wizened old and frail father is to be called up into the army in order to fight the invading Huns by the Chinese emperor. I will summarize the story. Many years ago, China was in the middle of a great war. There lived a Chinese family. This family have a daughter named Mulan. She is a teenage girl who lived in a faraway village of China. She heard some kind of noise while washing her clothes outside of the house. She ran into her house and called her father. Father, did you hear what they said? She asked like that. Her father replied, yes, I have heard the news. So the news is, okay students, the news is announcement from the Chinese. When the Huns invade China, one man from every family is called to arms. She hears, she hears of the order that every family must send one man to the army while washing her clothes. When she hears the news, she knew that her father is a very old man. He is not a young man. So how can he survive in an army? Then Mulan asked her father, Father, you are not a young man. How can you survive in this war? Then for that his father replied, because there is no young man in our family. Our brother is also a small child. So her father says that there is no other option. He must go for an army. After that, Mulan gives her father a cup of tea and leaves the place. Then she went to her room and with her sword, she took her sword and she cut off her long black hair. After that, she put her father's robe. With her father's attire, she go to in front of her father. Then Mulan says, look at me. I am your son now. I will go in your place. I will do my part for China. So see, through this we came to know that she says that I will disguise as you and I will fight for China. Because Mulan's only brother, who is a small child, cannot pitch it. So, so she decides to disguise as an father and go for an army. Okay, students, can you see the picture of Mulan, a teenage girl? Look at her; she is very brave. No, huh? Even she looks like a man. Then Mulan convince her father to go for an army. She says, Father, listen, please, said Mulan. For years you trained me in Kung Fu. You showed me how to use a sword. Mulan swung the sword back and forth with might. Her father, Mulan's father, also trained her how to use a sword and trained her in Kung Fu, like that. So Mulan definitely will manage the army, and definitely she will manage in an army and will fight for a cha- fight for a fight for Chinese. Only thing Mulan's father is afraid is because she is a woman, she will not be safe in an army. If they find out that she is an woman, she will definitely get killed. But Mulan confidently said that no one will find out father, said Mulan. She picked up her sword. Mulan is very confident that she will definitely found out by any person that she is a woman. She is very much interested to go for an army. Then Mulan kissed his father and said goodbye. Then Mulan climbed on a family horse and she went to join the emperor's army. In the army, Mulan proved to be a brave soldier. She proved to be a very brave soldier. So she was put in charge of other soldiers. She won all the battles, so she was put in charge of more soldiers. So after a few years, Mulan was given the top job. So she is the general of the entire army. After that, a different kind of fever, a very bad fear, spread through the entire army. At that time, many soldiers were sick. Also, Mulan, the general of the entire army, also get sick. When the doctor came to Mulan's tent, find out that not a man, she is a woman. Then the doctor reveals the truth to other soldiers, says that she is a women. Then the soldiers, all the other soldiers, discussed about themselves, saying that general is a woman, the general is a woman, like that. They're saying, how can this be? Someone called out, she tricked us. We will not fight for a woman. So many of the soldiers shows the gender disparity because many of the soldiers didn't like because she is a woman. But some soldiers have broad-minded. They accept that she is a woman, but she is very talented. She knows how to battle in a war. But some soldiers said, punish her, make her pay. The cost is for her to die. So some of the soldiers said she should be get killed, like that they said. But some soldiers accepted that she is a woman, but she had a talent to battle a war. But many of the soldiers said in a positive way, with Mulan we win every battle. They said, stay away from our general, like that they said. So after that, a soldier came and said, there is a surprise attack is coming. Mulan was hearing all those news from inside from her tent. She's hearing there's a surprise attack from uh, a enemy. She was already affected by a fever, but she was not. She was also not yet strong. For for the battle, she was stand up. She stood up and went for fighting. Then she told the soldiers where they must go to hide so they could attack when the enemy came. But they must get there fast. She instructs the soldiers to attack, knowing very well her strategic planning that all her soldiers acknowledge. After that, it worked. The battle was won. Mulan was the only reason for battle got success. Then the emperor came to meet Mulan. This emperor wants Mulan to stay with him in the palace. So he wants Mulan to be an advisor, but Mulan chose to go to her family. She never wanted to be an emperor's advisor. She wanted to go to a family. Sorry, go to her family. So the emperor gave her 6 horses and 6 fine swords so that her people will know that he thinks of her. Everyone cheered that she was safe and well honored. So, students, that's the end of the story. So, the story depicts the daughter's love for her father. Father wanted the girl to be able to defend herself and thus taught her sword fight and kung fu. Also, how this girl hails to become a commander of an army from learning the art of war from her father is narrated in a fine manner to readers' delight. So after she went for a war, she learns lot of things. She even successful in her job. Next section is glossary. Carving, an act of cutting a shape or pattern into wood or stone. Robe, a long, loose outer garment reaching the ankles. Kung Fu, a Chinese method of fighting that involves using your hands and feet and not using weapons. Might, great and impressive power or strength, especially of a nation, large organization, or natural force. Bow, bending the body forwards from the waist, especially to show respect for someone. Next one, choose the best answers. First one, Mulan goes to the battle instead of her father because her father is correct option is her father is old. What did Mulan do before leaving the house? Correct answer is cut off her hair. What is the story about? Correct answer is women empowerment. The emperor asked Mulan to stay with him in the palace as his answer is royal advisor. The fifth one, the emperor gave Mulan answer is a 6 horses and 6 swords. How did people of the village react to Mulan after her return from the battle? Answer is cheered her. Identify the character or speaker of the following lines. First one, I heard about it in town. Who said? It is said by Mulan's father. The next one. I am your son now. Who said? It is said by Mulan. The third one. The general is a woman. Who said? It is said by the soldiers. Then fourth one. Mulan stay with me in the palace. Who said? It is said by the emperor of China. Fifth one. You are too kind, sir. Who said? It is said by Mulan. The next one. Do you know? Break dancing is a style of street dance consisting of improvised acrobatic moves. The pioneers of this dance credit Kung Fu as one of its influences. Moves such as the crouching low leg sweep and up rocking, standing combat moves are influenced by choreographed Kung Fu fights. Many people have a misconception that Chinese Kung Fu is about fighting and killing. It is actually based on Chinese philosophy and is about improving wisdom and intelligence. Taoist philosophy is deeply rooted in and had a profound influence on the culture of Chinese martial arts. The five traditional animal styles of Shaolin Kung Fu are the dragon, the snake, the tiger, the leopard, and the crane. The union of the five animal forms clearly displayed the efficacy of both hard and soft movements, of both internal and external energy. This form of Chinese martial arts was known as Shaolin Kung Fu, named after the temple in which it was developed. Kung Fu, Kung, meaning energy and Fu meaning time, is a Chinese martial art whose recorded history dates back to around 525 CE. During the Liang dynasty, the man credited with introducing martial arts to China is said to be an Indian monk known as Bodhidharma. Hua Mulan is a legendary Chinese warrior from the northern and southern dynasties 420 to 589 period of the Chinese history, originally described in the Ballad of Mulan. In the ballad, Hua Mulan, disguised as a man, takes her aged father's place in the army. Mulan fought for 12 years and gained high merit, but she refused any reward and retired to her hometown. Okay, students, that's the end of the unit 3.